Good morning again. And this half hour, my topic is, what is vitality and how can you revitalize yourself? Vitality is that wonderful life principle that was given to you when you were born. It's life. It's life itself. It's the energy that causes your nervous system and everything to function in your body. And why should you conserve it? You must conserve it because when you're bankrupt, you don't know that you're losing it. That's what's so difficult about it. People who have plenty of nerve energy, they can just go, 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 go. And they never feel tired. But one day, 20 years in the henceforth, subsequently, they all of a sudden have no nerve energy. They can't pick up one foot and put it in front of the other. They're very enervated. And so this, you do not, unfortunately, we don't know when we are expending our nerve. We can tell because we're functioning. But we feel the expenditure in its use. When we're regaining our nerve energy, we don't feel it. In other words, when we're resting and regaining nerve energy and conserving, we don't feel the speeded up physiological functions. As a result, we don't realize that we have nerve energy. We actually feel more fatigued, more tired when we're regaining our nerve energy than when we are expending it. So it confuses people and they don't understand. So we need to understand that you were born with a certain amount of nerve energy, and that if you conserve this nerve energy, it will last for many, many, many years until you can live to 120, 140 years old, providing the environment is, we clean up our environment. And then, since we know we can live this long, since we know we can conserve our nerve energy, we need to learn what wastes nerve energy. In general, our excesses, our deficiencies, and our poison habits, and our poor emotional habits cause us to waste nerve energy. Now, when we say excesses, we do not mean excesses as far as a poison will go, as far as a substance that is harmful to the body. Because even, for instance, in cigarettes, even one cigarette is bad. Because the body never needs it. You can only exceed in the normal things of life, like food, water, air, oxygen, in other words, sunshine, and so forth. You can go to excess in the normal things of life. But there's no such thing as excess in poisons. Because one poison is an unmitigated evil. Just one little dose, one little substance that's not good for you, one thing that the body can't use, is an unmitigated evil that the body has to fight, has to eliminate, and waste nerve energy. How many people can you murder in a day and be a moderate murderer? You see, people say, well, I'm a moderate smoker. Well, it's the same thing. Because one murder is an evil. One cigarette is an unmitigated evil because it causes damage. So, then we need to understand not to exceed in eating. Don't overeat, don't overwork, don't overplay, don't overexercise. Any of the normal needs of life can be overdone. So we don't want to do this. Now, let's talk about our deficiencies. We don't have to speak too much on food deficiencies because we'll get to that later. But the deficiencies from diet can be classified as a deficiency. A lack of exercise, a lack of sunshine, a lack of fresh air, a lack of pure water, and a lack of emotional poise. We'll get to that one later. But all of these are deficiencies. These also innervate because the body doesn't have what it needs when it needs it. And especially this lack of rest and sleep is one of our greatest deficiencies. When people need to go on, they have their 2 weeks vacation, and what do? They don't go rest someplace. They go someplace and whoop it up. They go sightseeing all day long, and they come home and they're exhausted even more than when they left on their vacation. So they need a vacation after they've had their vacation. So we need to understand then, let's don't exceed in anything, and let's don't have a deficiency of rest and sleep and other normal requisites of physiology, because what are we living for? We're living to be healthy. We're living to be happy, and without health you can't have that much happiness. A modicum of happiness. But how happy can you be when your belly aches all day long? How happy can you be when you have no energy and you can't go anywhere, and every time you go, it's hard to put one foot in front of the other. You just don't have any energy to function. How happy can a person be like that? What if you have a headache all day long? You can't be happy under circumstances like that. So, health means happiness. And we're living to be happy. So if we want to live to be happy, we have to learn what makes us happy. If we want to be healthy, we have to learn what makes us healthy. And then do those things that cause us to become healthy. It's that simple. Disease doesn't pounce on you. You cause your own disease. You cause your own problems. It's a hard thing to say. It's a hard pill to swallow, too. You mean, I did it to myself, they say? I can't believe it. Oh, I don't do it. It's not me. I'm not like that. I wouldn't do such a thing. I have good emotional poise. But we do more things to ourselves than we know about. So we've got now our excesses, our deficiencies, our poison habits. You've got to eliminate every poison that you can find in your home, every poison in your life. Get rid of it as much as possible. No coffee, no tea, no alcohol, no chocolate. Y'all name some. Your insecticides. What?
Soft drinks.
Soft drinks. That's a good one.
Sugar.
White sugar. It's a good one. Salt. All the condiments. Thank you for helping me think. Any more?
Cooked starches.
What?
Cooked starches.
Cooked starches, cooked foods, period. All of these substances are toxic. All of these are poison habits. Enema taken, colonic taken. They waste nerve energy. So you want to eliminate all your poison habits, and then the last thing, but not the least, maintain equanimity. Emotional poise. If you maintain emotional poise, you can conserve so much more energy than if you just fly off the handle or get irritated at every little thing. Do you realize that a lack of emotional poise expends as much energy, if not more, than taking medications? It's that bad for you. Your body, when you're unpoised, secretes epinephrine, and then this causes your liver to have to secrete change a lot of glycogen into glucose to send it to the muscles, to send it all parts of the body. And then the sympathetic nervous system has to come into play and get you ready for a fight or flight. And so, you have prepared your body for something exigent, something that in the primitive life you would be actually use all of this energy up in running or in fighting. But in modern life, we don't run and we don't fight, so here is all this pent-up energy blocking function all over the entire body. You're just short-circuiting nervous impulses, short-circuiting function in the function of the liver, function of the heart, function of the stomach. Elimination is impeded. You can't eliminate toxic substances when you're under these conditions and under frustration. And so because of this, they increase. Your toxic level increases, and then you're greatly innervated, your toxin increases, and because you're innervated, you can't eliminate toxins as well, and because you're emotional, you eliminate then still less efficiency, so you become more and more toxic. It just builds upon and builds upon toxemia. So, then this teaches you then how to conserve your nerve energy by not having any excesses in normal needs of life, by having no deficiencies, but instinctively supply yourself with all the conditions of health all of the time. Stay away from all poison habits, and then maintain emotional poise, and your vitality will be normal all the time. Now let me show you how it works in the body. You want to move this one over here? Okay, we were born to tolerate. I'm going to show you a little bit more about toleration. We talked about toleration up here, but I want to show you how it works in the body. How you even learn to tolerate as an infant. How you learn to tolerate even metabolic toxins when you're innervated and if you don't maintain emotional poise. Okay, this is a scale. Let's see. I don't want a crooked scale. Okay. Let's just say this is a test tube, and it's equals to your blood and tissues in the body. You're born, and we have a certain amount of metabolic waste in the body at all times. These metabolic wastes are called metabolites. There's a certain amount of carbon dioxide in the bloodstream all the times, and because there's a certain amount, there's what is called in physiology negative feedback. If there's a lot of carbon dioxide, then the body will work to speed up elimination to get it out. It works just the opposite. And if there's uric acid or other creatinine and urea nitrogen in the bloodstream, the body works to get it out, to maintain homeostasis. And you have these normal metabolites in the body at all times at birth. Now, if you have been raised by a conventional family, and the conventional family starts overfeeding you, and you're not permitted to get enough rest and sleep. They're always cooing and picking the baby up, waking it up, even waking it up to feed it, and not letting it sleep. So eventually, the little baby can't eliminate the metabolites as fast as they are formed. And because of this, then the toxic material, plus they're overfeeding and they're getting poisoned from the intestinal tract, which is absorbed from the small intestine. And then so these metabolites increase. When they get above the normal point of saturation in the bloodstream, then a crisis will develop. That baby right here will have a crisis because the normal metabolites are above, plus exogenous toxins, which the child has absorbed from without, or poisons that the parents have given them in the form of soda pop and candy and crackers and things that have toxic material in them. So the exogenous coming from without and endogenous toxins increase in the baby, and a crisis develops. The baby may get a fever or just a cold or bronchitis or influenza or any acute condition to bring these toxins back down to normal. And so it brings these toxins back down to normal, and everything is fine for a while. But when this is constantly repeated, crisis after crisis after crisis, the body soon learns to tolerate these substances and a new toleration level is established. New toleration. And why does it establish this new toleration level? Because of innervation. The child is worn out from all of these toxic substances. Vitality is lowered. The baby becomes innervated, so it can't have a crisis. It's learned it doesn't have a crisis every single time anymore. And gradually, as you grow older, your toleration point, if you don't change your way of life, if the life isn't changed, the toleration point becomes higher, higher, and higher. So as an adult, you don't have a cold every time you turn around sometimes, and that's bad. It's good, but it's bad. As a hygienist, you shouldn't have colds, and you won't if you live properly. But if you're a conventional person and you don't have colds, then your body's not eliminating all of these toxins, and these are the type of people who develop cancer because they don't have any avenue of elimination. They don't have areas, types of crises to get rid of these toxins, and their body's so chronically poisoned all the time that the cells, the immune system loses its efficiency because it's wasted on all these things that are in here. It's got to work all the time on all these poisons to try to eliminate them and get rid of them. And so the body develops a very serious chronic disease. So what questions will come later. So what happens when you fast? You'll bring this level down to normal if you fast long enough. And if you have rested while you fasted, then you won't be innervated anymore. You will have recuperated nerve energy. So because of more nerve energy, you will not learn to tolerate poisons anymore. And you don't want to tolerate poisons. Many people think that, it's good to tolerate poisons, you know. They think, well, I smoke and I tolerate it. It doesn't hurt me. I drink coffee. It's never hurt me. But you're chronically poisoned when you do these things. So, as an adult, then, you can bring these toxins back down to normal, where they won't cause you any more problems. And if you live healthfully thereafter, regain your nerve energy, get enough rest and sleep, then your body will be healthy, you'll be strong, and you will have plenty of nerve energy, and the happiness will just bubble up. You'll be like a child again. You will be sitting at home or sitting anywhere, and all of a sudden you just feel so good, you just giggle to yourself. It'll pop out. It really does, believe me. It's happened to me. Because you just feel so good like a child again that you're just happy just to be alive.